Okay, for tonight's homework, you are going to be working on page 159, and you need to do questions 7 through 18. We're doing order of operations. Real quick before we do order of operations, let's go over the order in which we do them. This is what you've been going over in class. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. The P represents parentheses, so you'll always do parentheses first in the problem. Second is exponents. Tonight's homework, there will be no exponents, so you don't have to worry about that today. Next is multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. Now, the key thing to remember, with multiplication and division, if you have both in the same problem, you always do whichever comes first going left to right. Same thing with addition and subtraction. If you have a problem that has addition and subtraction in it, you always do whatever comes first going left to right in the problem. Okay? So that's why these two are special. Multiplication, division, addition, subtraction, whichever comes first in the problem you do first. Okay, I'm going to go over a couple of problems with you, and then again, if I'm doing the work, make sure you're doing the work. And the most important thing is to rewrite each step. Rewrite the problem after each step. That's the most important thing when you're doing this. Otherwise, you're going to end up getting the wrong answer. So after you do a step, always rewrite the problem. Okay, let's look at number 7. Okay, number 7 is 3 plus 7 times 6 divided by 3 minus 4. Now, for tonight's homework, you can use a matrix if you need to for some of the addition and multiplication and division. So, we have 3 plus 7 times 6 divided by 3 minus 4. Okay? So, I have no parentheses in this problem. I have no exponents. I do have multiplication, and I do have division. But the multiplication comes first. So, going across the problem, multiplication comes before the division, so I will do that first. 7 times 6 is 42. And then I rewrite the problem. 3 plus 42 divided by 3 minus 4. Okay? So now my new problem, what operation will I do first? Well, I'm going to do the division first, because that's what comes first, and please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Okay? Now for this, I'm going to go ahead and do the work over here, because I don't know that off the top of my head. How many times does 3 go into 42? 3 goes into 4 one time. 1 times 3 is 3. Bring down my 2. And 3 goes into 12 4 times. So that goes in 14 times. Okay? So I have 14 here. And then I rewrite the problem. Plus 3 minus 4. Okay? My next step is, I have addition and subtraction. I have both in the same problem. Again, whichever comes first, going left to right. So I'm going to do the addition first. So 3 plus 14 is 17. And then minus 4. And then 17 minus 4 will be 13. So my answer for number 7 is 13. Okay? Let's look at number 8. Number 8. Okay? We have in parentheses 29 minus 18 plus 14 divided by 2 plus 6. So again, always my first step I'm looking for is the parentheses. Okay, so I do have parentheses in this problem, so I will do that first. 29 take away 18 is 11. And then I rewrite the problem. Plus 14 divided by 2 plus 6. Okay, so now I have 11 plus 14 divided by 2 plus 6. So what am I going to do first? I come here. Which comes first? I have addition and division. Division comes first. So 14 divided by 2 is 7. And you can use your matrix for this. So I rewrite the problem. 11 plus 7 plus 6. Now I have 11. I have 11 plus 7 plus 6. I'm going to do my addition. 11 plus 7 is 18. Rewrite the problem. And 18 plus 6 is 24. Okay? So that's the answer to number 8. Again, it's just following the steps and rewriting the problem after each step. All right, let's look at number 9. Okay, this problem we have 64 divided by 8 times 2. So again, we have multiplication and division in this problem. We do whichever comes first, going left to right. Okay, so here we are going to do the division first. How many times can 8 go into 64? Okay, when you look at your matrix, that goes in 8 times. And then I rewrite the problem. So now I have 8 times 2, and 8 times 2 is 16. Okay, so that was number 9. So we just did number 7, 8, and 9. Now I'm going to jump down to number 11. So you still have to do number 10, but I will do number 11 with you because it's a little different. In this problem, you have 3, and then you have parentheses 6 plus 2 minus 12 times 2. So what you have to remember here is when you have a number right next to a parentheses, that means you're going to multiply. So when you have this number right by this parentheses with nothing by it, it's the same thing as multiplication. Okay? So still, I'm going to start off with my parentheses, 6 plus 2, and that gives me 8. So then I'm going to rewrite my problem. Remember, that's the same thing as multiplication. 3 minus 12 times 2. So I have multiplication, subtraction, and multiplication. I do whichever comes first going left to right. So I do 3 times 8, which is 24. And then I rewrite my problem. Minus 12 times 2. Okay? Now I have subtraction and multiplication. So I will do the multiplication first. 12 times 2 is 24. And again, I rewrite the problem. And my last step, 24, take away 24 is 0. Alright, that is number 11. And we'll do one more together, number 12. Very similar. You have 36 minus 5, and then in parentheses 16 minus 11. So again, we all start off with our parentheses first. So if we have 16, take away 11, that is 5. And remember, when we have a number right next to the parentheses, like right here, it's the same thing as multiplication. So multiply, rewrite the problem. So now I have 36 minus 5 times 5. I have subtraction and multiplication. I will do multiplication first. 5 times 5 is 25 minus 36. And my last step, 36 minus 25 is 11. Okay, so when you have a number right by the parentheses, it's the same thing as multiplying. Alright, so that's number 12. You need to do number 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18 on your own. And again, just make sure you're rewriting the problem after each step. Alright.